Hello, everybody out there in the internet. Welcome to Aimless Babble Z, episode 375. I'm Chris Adams, the Taken Master, joined by
RPG Maniaco 5.
And Gamer 812.
Yours wasn't as harmonious as mine. Disappointed in you.
My voice is not that well.
Get it together, gamer. Get it together. Our voices are our money makers.
That's why I play the trumpet.
Fair enough.
So yeah, Chowdercool is away being a parent and responsible
Gross.
adult.
Gross.
So, so yeah, we don't know when he'll be back, or if we're he's coming back, because
He won't,
he has
because
a kid
now his daughter's old enough for, well, he's already had one. She's just school age now, so
So, yeah,
now
remember,
the fun starts.
rule number 2, don't have kids. Or I guess that'd be number 3. Whatever,
Well,
it's in the top 5 for
unless
sure.
if you already have them, then disregard this and just pretend like you're happy with your children, even when you're not, because they ruin lives. In the darkest timeline.
Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to open with. This week we had a literal representation of the darkest timeline, and it happened. I mean, you might not have seen it, you might have slept through it or something, but it happened. So you can say you were there. In the
According to
darkest
Heroes, some of us should be awakening to superpowers right now, so it's gonna be a fun year.
So yeah, this week we've got what you've been playing, a middle segment about the things you love and things you don't love so much about the gaming industry, and some news, like 5 thingies maybe. It's not very many. It was Chaptercool's job, and he was all like, "Oh, I might not be able to make it." It's like, what? Okay, whatever. I guess I'll look up some news. And I looked up some news, and I did. I'm not gonna say I did my best, but I did better than nothing.
He
So
didn't do his best.
that's what you're
He
getting,
didn't do his best at all.
listeners, because Tekken was all like, "Yeah, I don't have to do news anymore," and then Chaptercool was all like, "Oh, I'm not gonna be here. I gotta be dad and a father, and responsible dad." Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, be that way, Chaptercool. Yeah. Anywho,
Yes, Tropical. How dare you want to take care of your family? What is wrong with you? How dare you?
so yeah, what you been playing? I've been playing Axiom Verge on the Vita still, and I got a new ability to get past the thingies I was talking about last time. So the little, okay, wow, I was about to go into Tekken verse and start speaking Tekkenese on you, but some walls, they have these
Thanks for not doing that.
obstructions that you can't get through, and like you go into them, you take damage, and it's like the seaweed, weird glitchy stuff. But I got this bomb, super mega bomb. It's not called that, super mega bomb. It's not called that, but it's like some explosion thingy, and it just like takes up the whole screen and just goes like, and then it clears it. It clears it all the way like a bidet, and it's just like, okay, that's not how a bidet works. But you get the drift. You get my drift. There's just a bunch of crap there, and it's just like, except it's not with liquid. It's with a bomb. So but yeah.
I mean, yes, I guess.
So yeah, moving right along. Hopefully I can get that cleared, and then I can buy my 2DS and be like, yes, time to move on. But not really, because I won't be playing anything new. Because I'm just gonna be 2DS, you work, and I'll upgrade the SD card, and then go all digital. I mean, I kind of want to get that Samus Returns special edition with the CD. I probably will, because it's Samus, and I love me some Metroid, and it's got some songs on it, and I like the soundtrack, so maybe that one I might get Nintendo. But now the ball's in your court. Like, every time there's a first-party game, it better some sweet special edition, or Tekken's gonna get digitally. How do you feel about that? You probably don't care, because it's me your money.
They'll still get the money either way, so they'd probably be okay with it. I don't think that's much of a threat.
I'm just saying. Sweet freebies, or Tekken gets digital edition, and then somebody out there loses, I'm sure, or not, whatever. Anyway,
I don't think anyone loses if you're buying the think you understand how this works.
Well, the brick and mortar, if I don't go to the store and buy it, if I just get it digital, they're losing. How about that? Haha. Wow. Well, I don't have a picture for Batman Arkham Origins, so I'll put up a picture for Batman Arkham Origins Blackgate. So
You should just put up like a random picture of anything.
That's okay. It's close enough.
Like an under maintenance picture or something. It'll be hilarious.
I don't know why I should have an Arkham Origins in here, but I don't see one, which is whatever. Oh, here we go. I found it. Never mind. Here it is. Batman Arkham Origins. But yeah, okay. So after I finished Spider-Man Ultimate Spider-Man, I moved on in my pantheon of superheroes that we need in the darkest timeline of Batman games, and I was gonna do it like in not this order. I was gonna go in the release order. So I was gonna go, well, actually not in release order. I was gonna go, I think, Arkham Remastered and then City Remastered because I got those, and then so on PS4 it's like way easier, and then Origins. Oh wait, yeah, that was the order because it was like Arkham Asylum, then City, then Origins, but then like in the order like that they go in storyline, it's Origins, then Asylum, then City, then Night.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really want to play Night, so it's like, yeah, I don't want to play. It's at the end anyway, regardless, I guess. But I want to start with Origins because it's my favorite. So yeah, I don't know, dude. Like, okay, so gameplay wise, Origins is my favorite. Storyline wise, City, I'm all about that.
He's
Well,
all
I'm not
about
gonna say
that
what
bass.
happens, but stuff goes down.
About
It's
that
awesome.
bass. No trouble.
I'm all about that Batman base, especially if it's Arkham Origins or City. But yeah, I gotta say, playing it in HD for the first time on my PS3 hooked up to a HDMI TV, I gotta say that frame rate, oh my goodness, it just like cuts my eyes with glass and it makes them bleed because it's pretty
Oh.
bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I forgot how like there was issues with that game, but man, that frame rate, pretty atrocious. That being said, still plays awesomely and is a fun time, and arguably still the best 3D comic game of last culture generation and of maybe the modern era. If we to go there, but yeah, still enjoying it. I got to the part where you're going up the skyscraper place to take down, well, not take down Joker, but like to face him and stuff, and then Bane. Well, he like has all his dudes with him. He's like, all right, Batman, I know you're coming, and we're all here. Bring it, and then Bane's like, actually, I knew he was gonna come here, and when he gets here, I'm gonna kill him. So shut up, clown guy, and let me do my job. And so that happens, and then I'm about to go there and beat some faces in. I haven't got there yet, so yeah.
Oh,
But
wow.
still very enjoyable. Still loving it.
You're into some dark stuff, man. You're into some dark stuff.
Oh, I am. And the part where, like, you do the crime scene to find out what happened to the Black Mask, and it's like, oh, it wasn't Black Mask, it was just a setup. Oh, man, it's still so good. And then, like, you find out it was Joker all along. That's so good.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
I mean, whatever, dude. It's like, when you play the game, it's just like, it's like right there in a cutscene, so it's not really, I'm sorry, whatever, man. I
Wait, is this the same game with when you were like cracking up because Joker's making fun of the guy who got murdered?
No, that's Arkham Knight.
Oh, you're still a horrible person, by the by.
Anywho, other game I played, I think I only played, well, whatever, I'll give like two quick quickies. Wow, I didn't want to say that, I said it, whatever. Two quickies. So, one would be Destiny, F that game, because, I'm finally there, man. I'm at the end of the road. I could have like segued into some singing there with the Boyz II Men song, whatever, anyway.
You should.
But I'm not going to, because F that game. But,
Disappointed.
just gotta do one more featured raid with my characters to get my Age of Triumph quest finally done, and then knock out, like, some other crap, and, like, that's it. And I'm just gonna put some blue armor on, that's, like, 390, and they'll just be, like, Blue Ranger sacrifices to the invading Cabal hordes in the tower, and, like, you see all those dead Guardians in Destiny 2, three of them will be mine, that's all I'm gonna say. So, yeah.
So will you finally hit that delete button?
I guess I will, gamer. I mean, I'm thinking about it, but I don't really have to because I can just put it on an external hard drive. But it's like, I could maybe use the space. I mean, I don't need it, but I did kind of say I was gonna do it, so I guess I'll do it because it's like I need to move on in my life and I need disclosure. So I think I'll do it. And just like rip off, or not rip off the Band-Aid, but stick on the Band-Aid. I don't know, whatever. One of those two. A healing process will occur.
What?
You take your Band-Aid off, but sometimes you rip it off because you're like, yeah, well, you don't. But, like, it's a saying, I've heard.
I mean, I guess if you're into that, then yeah, but...
There's something else I played. Oh, yeah, Andromeda. Apex Mission, still rocking that, because we're not getting single-player DLC. We'll talk about the news, though. So, whatever.
Womp womp.
Man, sad face. You're the chosen one, BioWare. What happened? And then, this week, Tuesday, oh, yeah. Some Uncharted Lost Effing Legacy. In that game, I gotta say, it's basically all the best parts. Well, not all the best parts, but like a very specific best part of Uncharted when you go to. I don't even remember where you go, but it's like you're in that open plain area with the Jeep and Sully and.
That's Madagascar.
I knew it was in Africa. I was going to say Africa, but I was going to be like wrong. Anyway, when you're in Madagascar, stuff goes down, and you're in like the open world in your Jeep, and you're just cruising along in your Jeep, and you're like, yeah, taking down dudes, and it's beautiful, and there's the plains that are so vast, and oh, it goes on forever. Actually, it's the best of both worlds, really, because you know you have like the open. Oh, look how beautiful it is! Look at the scenery, and then you go inside the tombs. I mean, I can't help saying tombs because it was like kept reminding me of Tomb Raider because I recently played that too. Anywho.
Awkward.
You're in the tombs, stuff's going down, and it's like, oh man, I'm all spelunking and adventuring and tomb raiding, and man, I gotta say, I forgot how much earlier Uncharted. Dun 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 dun, and it's like, man, that song never plays, but my brain was all like Uncharted mode when I was playing it. And I was like, Uncharted still got it. Naughty Dog, you're still the best, and it just like had all those remembering thingies as I played it, and it was great. It was a great fun time. And yeah, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And the companionship between Chloe Frazier and Nadine, whatever her last name is, was great. And it was a great, addition to the. It cemented in my brain the top tier, untouchable action comedy franchise that this series has grown into. Just like it's got the laughs, it's got the action shoot 'em up stuff. It's got stealthy not hunt dudes, like predatorily stalk dudes. I mean, you can do that if you want to. It's not like, it's like, you can, it's not, mandatory, but it's very, recommended. So there you go. But yeah, that's fun too. And you're just like in the tall grass and they don't see you. Kind of makes me think of Horizon when I'm in the tall grass and just like waiting for dudes to come by and just like, haha, I'm going to choke them out. But, yeah. All that fun stuff. And then just the great banter. All the whole way through, just never stopped. It's like, great writing. I was like, man, I don't know if Amy Hennig worked on this, but man, they just got great writers over there in Naughty Dog, because this is great too. I could just listen to it. They're just goofing off and like, ha ha ha, hee hee, jokes. Fun times the whole time through, and just like, it's great. It was like 6 or 7 hours. I think it was like 7 hours or 7+ hours. I started like 9 a.m. today playing it. It was just, I didn't stop until I finished it. And I was like, that was very rejuvenating in the darkest timeline to have this fun-filled adventure with these ladies through the
in the darkest timeline
through the wilds and tombs and treasures. Oh, that was a really cool thing. It's just like the whole, like the whole Chloe's like a thief lady, and Nadine's all like, I'm more of a mercenary type, but like just to see their whole like personality and dynamic clash and like stuff like that is super cool.
I mean, both are technically criminals, then they can't really be like, oh, well, I'm better than you because I don't murder people. It's like, yeah, you stole stuff, though. I mean, really, right now?
You'd have to play it to understand, Upper Jane. You haven't played it, so you wouldn't know. Yeah. But yeah, I completely recommend it if you've played Uncharted 4 and you're like, I need more of this in my life. Oh, it's like a nice dopamine hit to the brain of, oh yes, Uncharted goodness. So,
oh my.
Yeah. But yeah, I did have some fun playing it, and yeah, definitely recommend it. But yeah, that's all I've been playing. Uncharted Lost Legacy was the bestest, because the graphics are still amazing, because yeah, I played it and I was like, I forgot how good it looked, and just like, and just, yeah, that's that too. Just, yeah.
And you needed a paper towel.
It just, yeah, like it did all those things Uncharted does. It like hits all the notes. It's got a great story, great characters, combat, and graphics, and sound, and just, yeah, it just hits all the, that was the other thing, 3D audio, dude, is like, when it's like bullets were flying by and like pinging off walls, that was crazy, because like, it was like new effects I had not heard in my brain zone, and I was like, what is this magical weirdness I'm hearing for the first time? And I was just like, just like the like nuance there. I was like, yeah, like 7.1, it can't get any better than 7.1, and then like 3D audio was like, taking you wrong. So I guess I just need to like go back and play Uncharted 4 with that on to see what did I not hear? Because there's like this weird effect on like the tires on the Jeep when it's going up like mud or something, and it's like it's really weird. It's hard to describe. I'm not a sound machine, so I can't just like spit it out of my mouth. But it's like, yeah, you hear it, and it's just like, weird flapping of like the rubber and the mud. It's like that super cool of like I don't know how they did that, but it was amazing because Uncharted 4 and Uncharted Lost Legacy are an amazing whatchamacallit, complimentary treat of an experience that you should enjoy it for yourself. But yeah. Oh, also one last thing is that I played Tomb Raider, the newest ones from Square Enix, and Lara Croft's hair is always perfect, and she's always like beat up and like muddy and bloody and cut up and stuff. And then same thing happens to Chloe and Nadine, but their hair is not perfect. So I was like, good job, Naughty Dog, you got that right. Where it's not, you can't just keep your Maybelline hair all super. Oh, maybe she's bored with it. Maybe it's Maybelline commercial style the whole time when you're all muddy and going through the gunk and temples and stuff. But yeah, Uncharted Lost Legacy, very much.
Wait, is Maybelline hair? I thought that was makeup.
I mean,
I don't know.
They all
It's,
do the same thing.
I
think it's L'Oreal.
I think you're right, Gamer. Because
Herbal
clearly
Essence,
Tekka doesn't
L'Oreal,
know
whatever.
anything about
It's all,
women's cosmetic products. So I'm
it's all
sure
the
I'm
same garbage. All the same garbage.
wrong. But yeah, that's all I've been playing.
Damn, you play a lot of games.
He does. He does.
It's like a machine.
He's not like this gamer guy at all. This gamer 812 who likes to buy stuff and not actually play it.
Well, once the Destiny era is over, I'm a free agent, and it'll be even better. And I'll just be hopping from game to game. And I mean, sure, there's a whole maple syrup thing, but once that's all settled down, is there a mosquito in here? What the? Yeah, just ready to go tackle my backlog and make some progress with that.
Yeah.
Are you going last, RPG?
I guess.
Okay, Gamer RPG, I guess, is going last. You can go next. What you been playing?
So pretty much, I played through Just Cause 3, the PlayStation Plus game of the month, last month, or this month.
Alright, we have free games now. I forgot about that.
So it's like one of the first like AAA-esque titles on the service, and it's not a good game.
Oh no.
Kind of boring. All you do is just blow stuff up, and you get
That's
that
an odd thing to be boring.
No, because like it's so like, oh, to take over this portion of land, you have to destroy all the red labeled items, whatever, like a water tank, some gas tanks, a police station, and you have to do that over and over and over again. It just got so tedious. Like, But like, what made it worse is like they forced you to do those sections to unlock more story missions. So you have to reach a certain level before you get to unlock the next story mission. It's like, oh Jesus, it's terrible. So yeah, that was something. Waste of 40 gigs. Then I played Agents of Mayhem. Felician, the studio behind Saints Row, made the game. And that was okay. I think it's getting harshly reviewed a bit, but I had my fun with it. I think the problem with the game for me is like it's too crass and it's too what do you call it?
Lowbrow.
A little bit, and then they use too much like harsh language. Like I think if they remove all the F words, the shit, bitch, whatever, it would have been even a better game because like they don't need to rely on bad words to make a funny joke. It's just me. It's like a G.I. Joe themed game, and so it's like having a mature language in that game just really weird. It doesn't clash well. But other than that, the gameplay was pretty good. It's like it's semi Overwatch / Borderlands / GTA, all in one package.
What? So is it
There's like
first-person?
It's third person like Saints Row, but every character is like has a unique ability.
Okay. So it's kind of like so what you're saying. So it's like
So
they're Battleborn. too.
Yeah, that too. It's like, so you as a player get to choose between 3 people in a squad, and you get to choose between them like with the D-pad left and right. So you can switch between them in the mission. Just 3 specific characters, but like those 3 characters have special abilities. Like one takes down shields, one takes down armor, so on and so forth. So like you find a pretty good mix between all the characters, and yeah, it's fun
That sounds good.
ish. Like the only problem right now, they have this system where it's sort of like the thing in Destiny where you have these bounties, but here it's called connected missions or connected contracts. And so you're connecting with different people that are playing the game at the same time, like 4 or 5 people, to complete a bounty or a contract. And it's very difficult because like the trophy requires 15 to be completed. I only completed like 3 so far because the values to get the end game done is pretty crazy. Did you see Kyrie Irving? But yeah, I think it's not worth.
60.
It's not worth the $60. Yeah, I think it should have launched at 40. Because I mean, the bosses are fun and the story mode is okay, but like there's no multiplayer, so there's nothing to bring you back to the game after it's done. So kind of weird. We're in a weird situation.
So as far as like content, is it not have as much in it compared to Saints Row, the last one?
I think it has like the same problems as Saint Row, where Saints Row relied on its side missions to pad out the game. Here, they have this like random dungeon system. They're called Legion layers. Well, Legion is the enemy of the game, and there's Legion layers that you have to complete. But like they're randomized, but they're all like the same-ish looking rooms, like same-ish like looking silver, drab, computerized, alien-looking rooms. Like it's just like totally uninteresting. And you just do like miscellaneous objectives in these layers, like kill all the enemies, hack 3 systems, kill the commander. So it's like the same type of like objectives in these Legion layers, and that's not interesting at all. And you have to some of these Legion layers you have to complete in the story missions because they force you to. So, but other than that, like there's something that are unique about the game, like the whole in third-person shooters or first-person shooters, you have like a grenade, right?
Yeah.
But here they have like something called Gremlin Tech, where it's like a unique item that your squad can use to enhance their abilities. Either it's like tossing a big, huge ball at enemies, or you cast like there's something called there's all these like debuffs and buffs for your characters or for your enemies. So you could debuff your enemies with this Gremlin Tech or in conjunction with whatever your character is using. So you have to use different like abilities at the same time. So it's unique in that way, where it's trying to be like sort of like an RPG light-esque type of game, but it really can't find its like own identity in terms of like trying to make itself different from other games. But I had my fun with it.
You had your fun with it. You're not going to play it anymore.
After I try to get this trophy, I'm pretty much done.
Gamer.
It's
For
not.
shame.
I spent like a week with it. I spent like pretty much like I'd say 40 hours, 40, 60 hours. It's not a
Nice,
bad.
man.
I don't think it's a bad game. It's just middling. That's why I think 60 is a bit much for it.
There are a lot of games like that in the now time, but we'll get to that in the next segment. Just saying.
And that's pretty much it. Uncharted came out today. It's like, hell yes, 2 more weeks. I won't say the D word, but it's coming.
Magic wow.
It's a coming.
PG. RP, you're even playing.
So just the usual. Paragon, lots of Paragon. that kind of
So I was
thing.
about to say Paragon. That's like the longest on the podcast we've gone without hearing that game. You know, which we've been playing in a long time.
You haven't talked about Paragon?
No,
I'm
I
kind of
mean
amazed.
like in a which been playing segment when it wasn't me then Tropical and RPG because Tropical and RPG. Been all up on that game, all up on it.
Have
Hey,
they set a release date for that
fun
game?
times.
I thought they
No, I
did.
mean this is just like they just did like their third huge gameplay revision, so it's still probably going to be a ways out before an official release. But the new changes are still a work in progress so far. They look like there was a teaser for a new character this week, so that means they're back on their every 3 weeks release schedule for new characters. But I really want them to work out some of the kinks in this new system before they do that, because there's still some stuff that needs to be fixed. Because a lot of the stuff that they thought they were going to fix by changing things over actually got worse. So some characters are a bit broken right now, and they need to rebalance things desperately. But other than that, I've been playing through Children of the Zodiac, or whatever the hell, the Zodiac Killer Kids, that game. So that's been fun to deal with. I have been I played through like a lot of the story missions and some more of the side mission stuff. So they're kind of doing like the whole both sides of the story thing, and I'm guessing eventually it'll converge or it'll all merge into like one mainline story thing. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I've been enjoying it so far. The whole card and dice thing is pretty fun. Yeah, it's pretty much all I've been playing. Because, yeah, it's been a light gaming week for me.
Okie dokie then. So yeah, this week's mail segment is brought to you by me because I thought it up and stuff. So yeah, if you're unhappy or happy, you know who to tell or whatever. Give your praises. Anywho, this week's mail segment. So you know, I've kind of got a bit of grievances with this this console generation. But then on the other hand, there's some cool stuff going on. So you know, I just wanted to give us a nice space to be all like, well, on the one hand, in the modern now time of the console generation or gaming industry, whatever, the thing I don't like the most, or one of the things I don't like the most, is XYZ. And then on the flip side of that, so it can't be all negative, because one of the things that I really enjoy, that I'm liking a lot, that the gaming industry or the console generation that we're in is like bringing out, that's really awesome and good and positive, is so for me it would be just the whole chasing the 4K train and like the graphics when, like, you know, we are in an era of like amazing gameplay refinement and like the systems and subsystems and gameplay systems and mechanics. Everything's so good. We have like cover shooting that's like so good, and like, you know, we can just, you know, do that stuff and like do other stuff, double jump, triple jump, whatever. Like, just we have so many good like gameplay mechanics and stuff, and mechanics like Telltale killing it with their story stuff and like all the choice-based stuff that, like, you know, beyond Mass Effect ye olden times, which is like, oh, I say what happens, stuff goes down, there's a consequence. Oh, and they have a morality at the same time of like, am I a Paragon or Renegade? And now it's like, after, did you ever play the Enemy Within Episode 1 gamer, or did you not get it yet?
I didn't get it yet.
But yeah,
Remember, I'm waiting for a sale. So,
but man, after playing that and seeing, like, you know, Telltale can even go beyond what they have now and just like refine it more to like, you have choices that interact, and then like relationships with NPCs of like, what did I do to make them like do this to me or be this way to me? And it's like, oh, so it's like, you know, on the one hand we've got Xbox One X syndrome of like, and PS4 Pro syndrome of like, we can't even hit 1080p 60 frames, but we're gonna chase the graphics dragon all the way down the tubes. Why are we doing this? Whatever, graphics, it sells consoles, I guess, whatever, graphics whores, whatever. But it's like, it's annoying. Okay, it's just like, I mean that's just like one thing. I'll give two just because, like, you know, I'm a bit fired up, if you can't tell, because like, it's just every time I go in the PSN store and it's like, oh, I wonder what's coming out. Oh, Assassin's Creed Origins. Oh, it's $60. Oh, if there's a gold edition, it's 30. That's $30 more. Oh, what's in it? Oh, it's got a season pass. Oh, I don't know what's in the season pass. Oh, well, I paid for the season pass, so I know what's in it, and then maybe there's nothing coming down for like, you know, a really long time after I get it. And I just kind of wasted money, but you know, I just spent money on it because I wanted to play the game, but I didn't want to get like the base game. I want to have the game with all the stuff. So if I didn't have all the stuff, and I feel like I'm getting ripped off, but I'm getting ripped off anyway because after I got all the stuff, there wasn't a lot of stuff. Like, you know, that Mass Effect, you know, DLC. It didn't come out, but you know, if it would have, I would have bought it. But whatever. So I guess I'm glad there wasn't a season pass with that. But then, you know, sometimes that happens. Sometimes you buy a season pass and there's a lot of stuff. It's awesome. Like Borderlands, the first one. That was like, or the second one.
Borderlands, the first one.
I think it was like the second one actually. The second one had like a lot of crap in that season pass.
Yeah, it had,
that was like one of the few games that has like delivered on the promise of season passes. Besides episodic games from Telltale, like, you know, you're getting this many episodes for a complete season of story for this series.
Yeah, but that's a different type of season pass.
I'm just saying, dude.
I think they would get sued if they actually
like
said
super low for like season passes.
They would say, "Oh, we're selling 5 episodes," but then they only deliver 3. I think they could get sued for that. So they have to deliver.
It's like, oh, well, you know, we've got this, we got, you know, we got our base game, but then we got the gold edition or the ultimate edition. I mean, we'll tell you what's in it, and then you can like pay for like this much money that's not worth because it's just a bunch of crap you don't need, but you can just wait like 12 months, and then on top of like the game being like way cheaper, you can get this version for like way cheaper, and then like we'll put patches and all these other bug fixes into like, you know, make the game run 1,000 times better because games are like shit now when they ship. We don't even care, man. We just kick them out the door like, this is ship date. Like it's 300. Yes. You know, like this
the internet has made this a thing.
What RPG?
I said the internet has made that a thing. Yes.
It's just like, well, isn't it great when, you know, Andromeda comes out? I mean, I didn't care about the facial thingies because I was like, whatever, dude. I'm not some like senior artist at Pixar that's like, oh, look at these eyeballs and the way they blink and the way the faces move and oh, this animation is so. Oh. I mean, that's another thing I guess I would say like in my negative column. So I'll give like 2 and 2, whatever. Okay, maybe it's like 3 for negative, whatever. Season pass and like chasing graphics and all the mountain out of a molehill or Tempest and G-Pot. I was like, oh, what's the smallest, most minute thing, the most fickle, small thing we can just find an issue with and be like, blow it a gajillion, billion, infinitely, exponentially out of effing proportion. That is just like, right now, just every time. Like, I can't, it's almost like sometimes I feel I can't even be on the internet because it's like, oh, I'll just like keep reading stuff about people just like moaning and groaning about the save system in Sonic Mania. The effing animation in Andromeda. Oh man, Hellblade. What's up with that? Oh, I don't like that it's a roguelike element. I can die more than once, but I'm gonna complain about it. It's like, you know what, dude? You know what, dudes and ladies? I think you need to just like take a inkling of a chill pill and calm the F down and chill the F out, man. Because it's like, you know, 2017.
Is the guy that's ranting right now?
I'm just effing saying, okay? It's like, we're in the darkest timeline, alright? And 2016 effing sucked. And 2017 is not getting any better because it's like the sequel.
I just want to say, it's like, I think 2017 is kind of taking the cake on that one.
Like, not only is it completely out of chill, there's like plenty of tank left. I'm sorry, there's plenty of gas left in the tank because we're only like, you know, a bit over halfway. So there's plenty of space. There's plenty of time for it to get even worse. So maybe what you should do is instead of being some negative Nancy that's all like about every effing like thing that doesn't matter about some like small little thing that just rubs you the wrong way, and you're just gonna go on the internet and shout to the effing heavens. But then that's the annoying thing about the internet. It's like the mob mentality of like, someone's like, you know what? The animation in this game, not that great. Worst game ever. And then it's like, some other person comes along, it's like, you know what? I kind of agree. Worst game ever. And it's like, it just grows. And it just like multiplies. And it's like bacteria. And it just reproduces and continues and expands and it just keeps going and keeps going. And it's just, there's no stopping it. once it starts, there's no stopping it. It's just, and it just, I don't know what it is about the internet, but it's like, it always seems like it's the negative thing that's like, oh, you know what, guys? There's this thing, I don't like it. It's like, oh, you know what? Person on the internet, I agree. I don't like it either. Let's complain about it. And it's just like, it just goes from there, like effing fire, whatever. But you know, back to the positive side of things. Besides the season pass thingy, the the tiered release thingy, and then the infinite negativeness thingy. So what was on the positive side? I can't remember the first thing I said. It was something about something. I know I said something positive, whatever. The second positive thing, well, oh yeah, it was all the mechanics and crap, because we got so much technology now. It's like super awesome. Refinement. Let's see. Another positive thing I would say is the humble bundleness of the like, you know, philanthropic or philanthropic with an F sound or a P sound. I don't know. It's either one of those, but you know, it's all like, you know, we can do good within our community and like, you know, try to make a change for the positive of like, you know, we're gonna like, you know, give this money to this thing and then like, you know, hopefully it makes a difference. Or like, you know, the streamers out there of like make a wish stream or streaming for whatever charity that you're doing for like that that thing that happens every year. What's the thing Yukino does? The thingy
Extra Life.
Extra Life, yeah. It's like, you know, we got positive vibes and good organizations like that. That's a cool thing, and I like that too. Because I this week I got the humble bundle for XCOM 2, and it was like $20. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give them $20, and I'm gonna give like 50, and that's like a cool thing. I hadn't done it before, so I didn't like know how it worked. You could give like a certain amount to the charity, a certain amount to the publisher, and a certain amount to the developer, I think, or something, whatever. So I was like, I'll give more of the money to the charity, and then a bit to the publisher and a bit to the developer. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, I'd like to be more stuff like that in general. And then I might come back around on my third choice because I think I'm kind of like, you know, out of wind here. So someone else take it away. What's your things you're loving so much, or things you're not liking so much in this console generation or the game industry right now? What's your pick? Who wants to go next?
I don't even know what happened. I just.
Hey RPG, have you heard Gravely Tekken? I've never heard that before.
I don't know. I don't know what that was. He just started ranting, and I was like, okay, I guess this is happening. But yeah, I'm not sure what the question actually is. So.
I just said it every day. We're doing the whole.
I was too confused by your
good
ranting.
Stuff going on, and there's bad stuff going on. It's like something that I like, something that I don't like. So we're gonna do a bit of both, so we can balance it out and not just be all negative like some people on the internet that just like to complain about things on every time. And yeah, so you know.
In all fairness, it is the darkest timeline.
The things that are like, you know, in this console generation or in the game industry, I really like this thing, or this thing I really love and it's such a good thing, or the things I don't like and they're terrible and I would like to end them and send them into the sun to burn infinitely. Just saying. I mean, that's an example. You don't have to send it into the sun. I'm just saying those things you really don't like and you would like do bad things to. That would be an example of like you just want to get it out of your system. Like, you know what? Season passes. People that complain on the internet about everything. Tiered game
You want to throw
releases.
people that complain about running the internet into the sun? 'Cause that seems a bit extreme.
I didn't say that, RPG. I just said, you know, sometimes they should learn to chill the F out. Because, seriously, they're...
So you're, seems like you're advocating legalizing marijuana.
What the hell?
Everyone needs a chill pill.
What is happening right now?
I don't even know how you got what I said interpreted to that.
What is even going on? What did we do? How did we get here?
I came up with a topic, and I had to explain it, that's how. And I gave I gave 5 examples. But it was like three negative, 2 positive, and I couldn't think of like a third positive. Oh, I have a third positive one, dude. Okay, so, you know, we have like, you know, 30-40 years of like gaming history, whatever, legacy, whatever. And then, like, in the now time, we've got some sweet technology that's, like, way better than we had in, like, the 60s, 70s, when it's like, oh, let's make space war, and it looks like crap. I mean, it doesn't look like crap, but it's, like, it's so primitive. That's what I meant to say. It doesn't look like crap. It looks fine. Like, it's old. It can't help it. So, you know, it's, like, super primitive. It's like, hey, whatever, man. Beeps and boops and pixels, and it doesn't even have, like, that many polygons. It only runs on, like, 128 megabytes of memory, because we didn't have memory in the day. Couldn't do anything. And then, you know, if you look at stuff like Sonic Mania, or, I can't think right now, but that's like the only one I can think of because I played it recently. Sonic Mania, and what was that game? Valkyria Chronicles remastered. All the remasters really, like the 4K remasters on PS4D, like Parappa and Wipeout. Oh my gosh, like effing Wipeout 2048. Ah, the Vita version looks so good on like PS4, so good. Ah, but like you know, we can. It's like, you know, $1 Billion Man. You know, we have the technology, we can rebuild it and make it even better. So it's like, you know, we can take ye olden time games that were like super awesome and stuff and like bring them back, and like not only do they retain that essence of their soul that makes them awesome, but we have the graphical fidelity to just like boost it, just like and just like, you know, it looks like, oh, and it's just like, oh, so good. Like when you like play it and it's like, not only does it play as good as it played, but it looks modernly amazing. It's like, oh, we did it, we brought it back. It's a success. We've resurrected Voltron. Let us go out and defend the universe. So yeah. You know, like effing wow, I'm trying to blank again. Patapon, that's another one. Jack and Daxter came out today. I mean, I got that because I pre-ordered Uncharted. I haven't played it, but I'm sure it looks amazing. And all the other PS2 and PS4 games, like I wouldn't mind having the entire catalog because I'd buy them all if you're listening, Sony. Just saying. That one game I can't think of. What's that one RPG that I'm always like, man, I'd like to play that. And it's like there's 3 of them. And it's like, I know I'm being like super vague, but it's like there's like a ring combat system. It's turn-based.
You're talking about Shadow Hearts?
Yes. You know, bring back Shadow, or not? I mean, you don't have to like bring it back, but like, you know, if you could like, you know, just take the old source code, just like like bring it back and dust it off, make it a bit more polished or whatever. Don't have to do that. It's like just do that and like make the graphics super awesome, or like, you know, 1080p-ness like everything else. And like, yeah.
Penis? What?
1080p-ness. There's no... Okay, how would you... 1080p-ified. There you go.
I mean, you said it. I was just going on with it. I mean...
But yeah, you know, just polish up those jaggies and shine them all up and make it all super polishy and lick-tastic and...
Well, Dot Hack is coming back.
You know,
it's possible.
I just played, you know, Spider-Man on PS2, and I gotta say, Spider-Man 2... looks a bit jank. I mean, that being said, Ultimate Spider-Man, because it's shell-shaded, not so much. It looks pretty good for being the shell-shaded stuff. Like, I mean, it's like F Wind Waker, dude. It holds up. It's got like artistic style inside. But yeah, like F even Dot Hack, like all the Dot Hack. Well, I don't know if they're bringing all the Dot Hack backs, but
just
no,
G.
they're not.
I don't know. Not all of them. Just G.
A bunch of them. So, you know, and Tekken never got to like play those games in the olden times, you know. And if I try to buy it on eBay, it's like, hey. Actually, what we're going to do is you're going to bend over and we're going to extract the money out of your bum. Because that's how much it's going to cost. So, yeah, you know, to avoid the whole money extraction from my bum, I'd just like, yeah, sweet PSN store or PS2
That's weird.
Store, or like all
Keep money in your butt?
It was an analogy, every
Like, these publishers can do reprints, because there was reprints of like Yakuza 3, Yakuza 2, Yakuza 1 on PS2. And those are fairly old, so I don't know who can do that on their side. Maybe it's
Atlas
just like
reprinted stuff before too, actually. So
is it only Atlas that does it though?
I said they've done it too. I don't know who else has done it.
Because it feels like
they
there is.
reprinted Nocturne, and there was another one too. And
Devil
then they
Summoner?
also reprint.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then they also
the
did
PS2 on
Demon
PS3
Souls
thingy.
too.
But they don't
So I feel like there's a way, but I guess publishers don't really see the money in it.
Money, devil, money.
Share button now, so I could be like, hey guys, here's a blast from the past, and I'm gonna stream it. Yes.
In your butt.
Shut up.
Oh, is that not?
Hey,
Then
you
I'll-
said they take the money from it.
I just wanted to say. I just
I was
figured
using an analogy. Okay, Tekken doesn't even use cash. Tekken uses debit card only. And
in your
PayPal.
butt.
That's technically cash, isn't it?
You know, whatever. I was making an example. You
Oh.
guys are just making it weird, just like when I said
But isn't
1080p.
it like,
I would say 1080p whateverness. Or 1080p Lite or 1080p. What did I say? 1080p, whatever, something,
something.
whatever.
Dark side.
Not penis, but 1080p.
You said penis.
You said penis.
We all heard it.
1080p. There we go. I'll just say piety or whatever.
No ropes.
Or some, I have to figure out a different thingy to put at the end of that word to make it not be penis. 1080p.
Or like
I think you just like saying penis.
Sony could just put a FN emulator on PS4 and let me play the PS2 games. I have already.
There's also that. There's always that.
Like, I don't care about trophies, you guys. Just put it out, star.
Although, with the PS2 games, they have been re-releasing though. I mean, they've been adding stuff to them. So I mean, I might be semi-okay with them because like with GU, they're adding like a whole new story scenario and everything in addition to the graphical cards and stuff. So I'm like,
yeah.
So I'm semi-okay with them
Like,
re-releasing these things,
like,
but
hey,
only if
guess
they actually
what,
like
guys?
re-release.
We decided to remaster Xenosaga Saga, but we're going to do all 6 episodes this time.
I would flip my stuff
The only thing I
all
would
over the
want
counter.
from Xenosaga is if they add the blood back into that scene.
They also need to
that
do
looked
that. Yes,
ridiculous without it. That's all I want.
it was weird. You're right. And even if they don't do all 6 episodes, they could just remaster them and then like do like a new Xenosaga for like the other 3 episodes or something, and then just
Oh yeah,
You're not-
we
have
could
it be
do
a
that.
complete.
It's like
You're not-
it'd be like an episode 7 thing. It's like we're gonna just finish it off, but like we're gonna do it in modern technology, because we didn't do it in the olden time like we said we did, or we would. So
You don't like the Xenoblade?
I haven't played it, gamer, because it was on the Wii and it was a limited run, and I didn't want to buy a used copy
Was
to give
a limited
GameStop my money. And then it came out on like 7 different versions of the Wii U. I was like, you know what? I think I'll just hold out for a Switch remaster at this point, because
It came out on 3DS.
My
Oh
3DS
yeah,
is
it did come out
broken,
on
and I don't have
3DS.
my 2DS yet. So
But I think it's only.
I will-
But I think it's a new 3DS exclusive though. I don't think it's.
Oh yeah, true.
The old one will play.
Wait, so the new 2DS should be able to play, right?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
anything
stuff.
after the new 3DS should play it.
Yeah.
But the old 3DS won't. That's just confusing. They should really just change the name. Because now I'm referring to them as the new and the old, and it's like, well, I mean, that's just weird.
Oh, that's Nintendo for you.
Nintendo, I love you. And your wackiness.
Like they could totally just like put out enough Nintendo classics, and then they would have outsold Xbox One. It would have been hilarious, but they didn't, and we can't make that joke now.
They could have. That would have been hilarious. Like a 20-year-old console outselling a new one. It's like, well, that's embarrassing. Gone 12 different levels.
Yeah, it's like people tripping all over themselves and like destroying things to get this Nintendo classic. Meanwhile, Xbox One is sitting on store shelves because nobody wants it because it's a disgusting piece of technology. But hey, whatever.
Well,
Oh,
Microsoft.
$500, $80.
And 12 months later, it's like same thing. It's like, oh, this time it's Super Nintendo and Star Fox 2, and they're already gone.
Oh yeah, that's true. It was only $50 or some nonsense like that. So yeah, it would have been easier to sell.
So they're going to come out with an N64
that
mini.
kind of just drives the point
Next year?
home. You shouldn't have your console be that expensive, and you might have better times like it. Just that, just throwing it out there.
He's just throwing it out there,
You could
guys.
just call it the Nintendo Classic effect. Cheaper console sales, like literally, like you can't even keep it on the shelf.
Well, the problem is they already lose enough money on console sales as it is. So, I mean, if they sell it any lower, then they're just going to be like leaking money. Until it's like cheap enough to make, and then it's like, okay, yeah, now it doesn't matter. Now we make money on every console purchase, kind of like how Nintendo does with their cheap consoles. Except now they start pricing them more expensively.
So, who wants to go with what makes them really happy and not happy in the current now time console generation?
Current
gaming
now
industry?
time. I mean,
I'm sorry, I heard someone like say that and it just like burned in my brain now. It's just like, that's pretty funny, I think, the now time. In the now time, they don't say present or modern, it's like the now time. It's like, what? So, yeah.
I don't. I think I think the only thing I'm not like a huge fan of is DLC in general, only because it, like you said with the season pass thing, I feel like it's like allowing people to release incomplete games, kind of, and then they kind of like make this excuse like, oh, you got the complete game. This stuff is just used to enhance it, and then it's just like, but why is it story DLC then? If it was, it's like I don't. It's like I question your completeness. It's like no, it's just to explain that one story that wasn't fully explained because it could have been explained if we just released it as part of the main game, but we refuse to because we can make money off of it if we do it as a separate episode type of thing. It's like I'm questioning these things. Questioning all of these things, but yeah, I mean that's only like my main issue. But I've mentioned that I wasn't like a huge fan of DLC back when it started, all the way in the last generation when it became more, it just became worse this one, and then now everybody's just like, we'll just if anything, if anybody complains about anything, we'll just say we'll release it as DLC, and we'll be good. And then yeah, that should satisfy them until we figure out what to do next.
It's become the excuse plot fix of like, oh, what are people complaining about after we release the game? Oh, you know what? We'll DLC it. Any complaints?
Basically.
Address in DLC.
Didn't like this story thing? Let's just fix it in DLC. Didn't like this character? Let's kill him off in DLC. It's like, all right.
Like, we didn't even need to wait, like, 18 to 24 months to release a sequel to Retcon or anything. We just DLC it. DLC it. Quicker fix.
It's getting weird now too. It's like the DLC is actually getting bigger and bigger. It's like
it's true.
Lost Legacy. It's now. It used to be just a story add-on, like Left Behind.
It's weird though. It
and
seems
now
like
it became super big.
Yeah, it's shifted like to the old PC time or to PC model like expansion. Like it's not like just a one story chunk. It's like a whole thing of like stuff.
Well, and now they're like, it's weird now. It's like now because it's so big, they're just separating it from like the main game. It's like its own product.
Yeah,
like
now it's like standalone.
Dishonored thing, right? It's coming out standalone, separate from the main game. If you're not interested in buying the whole, was it $60 package, whatever it is now. Also with what's his face?
I mean, I guess in that regard, I mean, at least it's like substantial, but at the same time, it's like, why was such a massive chunk left out of the game? It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think that would be like the biggest problem to me is like it's now a development like strategy / marketing strategy of like, we're going to build the game like this, and then games end up like that of like there's just like chunks either left out or like there's resources put into them during development that's not even the game that's the money is like going towards when it's in development. And then it's like released in a crappy state, and it's like, well, we didn't put all the money towards the game we were making because we were doing DLC at the same time, so because we're going to sell it anyway, so
with standalones, I wonder though. It's like it's one of those things where it's like if it's big enough where it gets to the point where it can basically be its own game, it's like I wonder if it's like one of those things where like the developer maybe wanted to put something else in there, but then they just were told that they couldn't because it was too much or something, or they felt that it would distract from the game itself because it's like, well, this would be cool, but it's like it's too much, guys. It's too much. We need to kind of not clutter up our game and stuff. Yeah,
it's gonna add too much padding, I guess.
Yeah, so they're like, let's just save it, and then that way, if the gamers want it, they can get it later. But if they don't, then
Or they try to like have their cake and eat it too. Like, if it's really big success, we'll go ahead and make that Horizon Wildlands expansion. If not, whatever. It was a new IP and we tried, right? Yeah.
Like the XCOM 2 thing, that's a standalone release.
Yeah.
So I think it's just it got these little DLC story bits just got too big for some games, and for some games they're just for some developers or publishers, it's just weird how they segmented the DLC. Like the one for Deus Ex Mankind Divided, it is bad. Like it doesn't add anything to the main game, and it doesn't really hold on its own. So it's like this weird.
It's basically just there.
$5-ish like little story that doesn't go anywhere. It's like
Oh yeah, that's what pissed me off about the Arkham Knight stuff was like all the flipping Well, besides Batgirl was good, and I think there's like some other stuff with like the season of Infamy, but like
Yeah,
most of it was
well, no,
garbage.
Batgirl was longer than the regular other
Yeah,
little
'cause it was
pieces
just,
of
yeah, 'cause
content
it's
they were
basically just
releasing.
like you had like a combat section, a predator section, and a combat section or something, and it was like that.
That was it.
I was like, what? That was, oh man.
Like they had like the Infamy DLC that it was okay, but it was like it was still super short compared to like something like Cold Heart for Arkham Origins, or that was pretty substantial. Like also, what's other substantial? Like Bioshock 2's Minerva's Den DLC for Bioshock 2. That was pretty substantial, but added to the base game. But I don't know. Like the way that Final Fantasy 15 is doing it, man, that DLC is so bad.
Oh yeah, they're episodic ones. Yeah, that was.
They are pretty bad. Like they try to add story bits here and there, but like it doesn't really. So this is what Gladius did when he went away. Really?
It's like I don't care.
Yeah, it doesn't really. Oh, he got a scar. Ooh, ooh.
Like you already had one of those. Get good, Square Enix. Get good. Yeah, I don't think when it comes to like RPGs, I'm kind of like me on when it comes to DLC. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think those is one of those things you probably don't, because I mean RPGs are like really long to begin with, so it's like you don't really need to pad them out any longer than they need to be.
Yeah.
So just making stuff for the sake of making it is kind of just like why are you doing this?
Is for.
Or if you want to add extra scenarios in New Game Plus, you can do that. I mean, there's that option, but yeah, it's kind of like I think it's kind of like a waste of resources and time when you have games that haven't been released in 13 years and probably should be already done by now. Just throwing that out there. 'Cause, you know,
Just wait. RPG Kingdom Hearts DLC.
it's going to get delayed until 2019. Yeah, I know. But aside from that, I mean, like, it's just
They're gonna milk that like no tomorrow.
Oh man, they'll have so much DLC because it's like
Well, none of the
Marvel
Disney
Universe DLC.
Kingdom.
Oh man.
well, none of the
And
Kingdom
Marvel.
Hearts games have DLC, strangely enough, despite them
Oh,
being
RPGs
wide
is a
open
different
to
era,
it.
my
but-
friend, because we're talking
You
about it
Square
now.
Enix.
And
God,
Final Fantasy
they're
15,
gonna
look
love
what happened
that
to
shit.
that. So,
Nah,
yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna happen for Kingdom Hearts.
That
That was a bit more complicated to try to do. But like,
you say that. It's a business.
Because doesn't like it's weird. Like was that Ni no Kuni 2? It's not even out yet. It's like still what next year, spring, whatever, or summer. It's like oh, it has to season pass. It's like oh my god.
oh yeah, that one did get delayed, and they did announce the.
I love how they delay it and then oh, there's a season pass along with it that makes
Oh
it.
wait, there's more.
It's like you couldn't include this within the main game
I was
because
just about to say, it's like you already delayed it. You might as well just put it in the game now at this point. So
I don't know.
yeah. Although I'm not gonna buy it anyway because I didn't really care for the first one. So meh. Meh. And I don't think this one is going to be any better from what I've heard. And then, like, people's previews have not been too kind to it either. So I'm like, well, that's not a good sign, kids. That is not most a good sign at all.
But yeah,
So,
DLC is getting in a weird place for sure.
yeah, I think that's probably one of the worst things that's happened to the industry. DLC is like a cancer that won't go away. Because there's no cure for it. And now that everybody's in this whole mentality of DLC or patch it later kind of situation, it's like I don't think it's ever going to go away, which is unfortunate. But it is the nature of the beast. I really don't think there's like anything else that's been as bad as DLC when it comes to the industry. It is a pretty gross addition.
Especially after every new game announcement, it's like, pre-order now for this.
Yeah.
Or if you pre-order here, you get this. If you pre-order here, you get this. I remember that because I was like, oh man, I don't know who to pre-order from. But then I just went on digital because I was like,
Oh, yeah,
I don't
the
care
whole
about your useless trinkets.
pre-order
I'm free.
exclusives. Like my thing is like, I mean, DLC for like cosmetic stuff, it's like, okay, it's whatever because I don't need it. But when it's just like things where it's just like, oh, this is something important to the game. And it's like, well, why didn't you put it in? I don't want to buy it separately now. So it's like, what do I do? Do I buy it? Do I just not and then just, be missing this portion of the game? Or so it's like I'm I don't mind them doing like costumes or whatever because like I don't have to buy that. It's not integral to the game for me to enjoy it. But it's like when it's just like, oh, this is a full standalone game because it was so big that we couldn't even fit it into the main game. And it was like, well, now I don't know what to do because I'm missing out on a good chunk of the game, aren't I? And then, yeah.
Yeah, I think Mass Effect 3 was guilty of that because Javik was a pre-order bonus.
Yeah.
So if you didn't get the pre-order, you couldn't play as him unless you paid money. And that was... he was a pretty good character, too. So...
Back in my cycle.
But do you think... I mean, should they just increase the price of the game and just call it that?
Yes.
Because, I mean, I feel like that's kind of what it is.
That's
it's
what
like
it
they're
is,
just... Yeah, I feel like that's what it is at this point. Is like they're basically trying to like slyly like increase the cost of the games, but this is like the only way you know how to do it without like straight up increasing it and having the backlash that comes with the fact like, oh, now my games cost $90 or whatever instead of like so.
Because I mean, I understand like games cost a lot of money these days, to make. Mm-hmm. So it's like. If they could justify that price, I wouldn't mind paying it.
Exactly, it's like.
See, to me though,
it's like it's one of those things.
If they can justify it, but if they can't, then wait for sale.
They're just like boosting it up just for the sake of boosting it up, and just like, okay, why are you doing this? But I feel like because I mean I was kind of expecting like a price
millions and millions a copy. They're gonna make the money back, so it's like they don't need to. Well,
that's not always the case with everybody though.
I'm just saying though, it's like I'm not saying like I mean I know it's like not equal for like every game selling like millions and millions versus like there's certain niches or whatever that like don't sell a lot. But that's the risk you take in game development, man. Is like maybe my game's not gonna sell. Maybe I shouldn't do this. And then before you know it, your studio's closed. And your publisher's like, oh, we're going to take your IP from you. Sorry, buddies. See you later. And then you're out of job.
But Matt, as a developer, you can't take that chance because like one bad game, you're out.
Still, you're doomed. Yeah.
Which is why we always see sequels and remasters and remakes and very few new IPs.
It's safer for now.
Everybody plays it safe.
You don't really get like a lot of new stuff until like later into the console generations once everybody has like their padded foundation kind of thing, and it's just like, all right, we've made enough off of our remasters and re-releases and stuff. It's like it's safe for us to go ahead and do a new IP and not really lose anything if things don't go well. So it's like, okay, let's do this weird mutant game where our hero is a raccoon cat thing that mutates or something, and it's like, this seems odd, but all right, let's do it.
With the piano playing raptor wearing a vest. I'm gonna laugh at that ends up in a game where he's like, someone stole my idea.
It's like, I want my royalties. I want them all. I'm gonna be pissed. Like, and I want to see some type of money compensation for somebody stealing my idea.
Do you have any positives to counter your negative of DLC RPG?
I mean, I guess sequels in that regards, because I mean. Sometimes a game is just too big. It's just too big for itself, and then you have to release a sequel because it's so good and so rich with lore and everything that you have to make more of them. And then it's like, that's fun, I guess. So you get to explore more. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I feel like not all. Well, like I was saying, like not all DLC is necessarily bad. Like I feel like with some of the stuff, it was just too big for them to. It was just simply too big for them to put it into the game or whatever. So they had to make it standalone or something. It's like, well, that stuff's okay, I guess, but it's when it's like like the obvious shameless like cash in type things, where it's just like you. So I guess DLC can technically be a good and bad for the industry. Mostly bad, but there are some semi good points, I guess. But I don't know. I don't know. Mm, yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, in terms of additions, what could have been something good that was added?
I mean, it doesn't have to be DLC. It could just be like anything in general that's like good that you like. That's in the now time gaming industry or console generation.
I can't really think of.
I wore my Huda pants through the podcast this week because I couldn't.
Well, no, it's not that. It's just that like, there's nothing like new that was added recently that I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm glad this is. It's just like, no. I don't know. I mean, I do like some of the things that like when it comes to like the remasters of the re-releases, because like there were some games like back in the day that were like super rare or something, and people didn't get a chance to play it because they didn't have the console or whatever. So it's like with the re-releases or whatever, you kind of get that opportunity to go back and enjoy it, because it's like, oh hey, you didn't get a chance to play this last time, so now you can play it this time around and enjoy what everyone else was enjoying while you were like out overseas fighting the good fight or something. And then there's always that kind of stuff. So that stuff I guess is good in that regard. And it's always nice to have all your games on one console, so you don't have to like whatchamacallit, you don't have to like have 50,000 consoles in order to play like a series of games or something. I'm looking at you, Kingdom Hearts, and it's like you're able to get them all in one convenient package.
Yeah, you can just get the 2.8 final mix or whatever it's called. Be like, yeah, I'm set, ready for 3, just waiting it out.
So and those are kind of like a good thing that they I mean, like I know they did those technically for like cash in and stuff too, but it did have like the benefit of giving people the chance to play the stuff they probably couldn't play because they didn't own all the consoles, or they didn't have a console back when it was like a thing, like the dot hack games when they were like, I mean, those rules are like, once it was hard to find, it's like you would have to pay like hundreds of dollars just to get one, or to get one of them on eBay or something. And yeah, that is not a happy fun time for anyone who wanted to play them. And it's like, well, I don't have that kind of money, unfortunately, because I am not made of it. I am not made of money. So there's that, I guess.
Okie dokie, gamer.
I like these games that like last for a long time.
Like Destiny? Games
like Destiny, like Division, like Paragon.
I mean, I do like that actually, because it's just you always have something to do. There's always
like
stuff coming out for
Overwatch. Yeah, like they have these events, like something to bring you back if you haven't been playing for a long time.
There's always something going on.
Like I think Division had like a huge overhaul of their systems, and like I was about to play it, but I was like, yeah, something else is coming out. I'd rather just play that.
It's our weekly hangout time in this game time, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like the ride never ends until you get totally tired of it. And for these games, I never get tired of it. Like it's amazing for Blizzard to release a new character for a game, and to release seasons on console for a game that they haven't patched in like forever. They're still working on it. Like it's good to see.
Did GTA Online is like that too. I think we talked about it
That
last
is
week or a couple weeks ago. They
crazy
made like 500
what
million.
they're doing with that game.
They're so busy pumping out new content for that they can't even work on the single player content that they said like years ago that they'd be like working on.
I think they just dropped it. They're like, you know what? We're making
I do
so
too,
much
'cause it's like,
freaking
yep,
money.
They looked at the money. They looked at their spreadsheet of profits.
I wonder if that was the reason why they delayed Red Dead 2,
I think it was. It's like rated
so that they
online.
could figure out the plan
Just to
to,
migrate all the users or something
yeah.
to make to their new Ching Ching machine.
Because like it's kind of crazy for Rockstar. They haven't released a new game since GTA 5 on PS3, 360. Like a new game, like nothing, just complete blank. And that was like how long ago?
A long time.
2014,
That's before PS4.
2015.
I think it was a year before PS4 because we got the
2013.
remaster like the year after. I think.
Damn, that is crazy that they were able to sustain their business just on that. And that's a good thing because like gamers, you get new content free. Like they don't have to pay for it. Sure, the grind is crazy, but it's nothing. They don't have to pay anything out there. Like they don't have to pay anything. It's like it just lives on forever. Only problem is like when the server shut down. That's it. Game over.
Oh no.
Or when they say it's a 10-year plan, 3 years later, Destiny 2 guys. Sorry, we
I think that's
plan.
that's probably why BioWare like dropped Mass Effect because like Anthem is going to be the next big hit. They're like crossing their fingers, right?
That's their hoping. So anyway.
See, for
But,
me,
like,
that's why like I'm kind of like cautiously optimistic on Anthem. Is like I would like to see a BioWare like experience that's like story focused in that vein of genre game of like you just go in and do whatever you're doing. I mean, sure it's a grind, but it's like the story. If it hooks you like in the way BioWare games hook you in a story, then like I could see myself like coming back to that forever because it's like I'm the center of the story. The story's awesome. Unlike darkness, So yeah.
Yeah, I do like games as a service.
RNG
I think it's
grind.
I think it's a neat idea. Bad thing, I just hate the toxic communities from like video game communities. It's just like, oh my god. Sometimes I don't want to read the internet. I just want to play the game. I just like to load up my PS1 and just play it. I don't even look at the web. It's like just complete toxic conversations, threads. Like just I can't. Sometimes I can't take it.
And are those your two thingies?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okie dokie. On to the news.
Artichoke.
So, first news story. I mean, I guess I'll do these in reverse chronological since I started at the bottom with the, oldest. So let's do that. PlayStation 5.0 update got some details because they're all like, yeah, guys, here it is. And everybody was like, what? And then it's like, yeah, not so great. So we've got some family on PSN thingy. It's whatever. Basically, essentially, I'm not gonna. I mean, I could go over like the big stuff, but there's no big thing. That's the big thing because it's 5.0, and you're like major update. Oh man, it should be some awesome stuff. But there's not really anything else. It's like there's the pro mode, or not pro mode, but like PS4 Pro gets 60 frames at 1080p on Twitch for streaming. And there's like the family on PSN improved, whatever it's called, because I don't use it because I'm an adult. I forgot what it's called. The, whatever, that thing that you use if you have children.
Parental controls.
Thank you, Gamer. Thanks for the save. I think there's like one more thing, but like I said, it's all nothing major or awesome. So
Yeah, it's just quality of life improvements. You can see notifications on the quick menu.
Is you gonna like when you have text to voice to, or text to voice? Geez, it'll like flash in the not flash, but like it'll.
Well, text to voice is already there. The thing they added is the
Actually showing the
text
text,
on the
yeah.
screen. Yeah.
so that's nice, you know. So you can't just be in there like when you're playing or Archangel, and it's like someone says something, and you're like, oh, yeah, you can actually see the text now, and be like, oh, I can see what you say. It's nice. I mean, I haven't used it because it's not out yet, but I guess we'll say it because obviously I'll be like, oh, let me see how this works. What else we got this week? We've got Mass Effect Andromeda has been abandoned by BioWare.
Yeah, like I told Tekken, right? Like Mass Effect had a really good run, and it's time to move on.
I mean,
Is it though? Is it?
it's not time to move on.
It's time to move on.
There's still life in the system.
I think there's a Michael Jackson song about this. I just give me a second.
Okay.
Is it the Egyptian
The
one?
No, the one that's like never can say goodbye or something like that.
That's how. That's the chorus. I don't know the verse. But yeah, man. No
Something else. I actually don't know the words of the song, so, but I know it's something about never can say goodbye.
Never.
You're welcome, internet. You're welcome.
So yeah, here's the text we've got from the story. Our last update, 1.10, was the final update for Mass Effect Andromeda.
Oh, that's Jacqueline 5.
There are no planned
Say
future
what?
patches for single player
Jacqueline
or
5.
in-game story content. So
The song is that old? Oh, I thought it was just Tim at that point. So never mind. It's a Jackson 5 song. That song's too mature for a bunch of kids, and they wonder why they were messed up.
In the coming weeks, our multiplayer team will provide details of their ongoing support and upcoming content, including new multiplayer missions, character kits, and what's in store for N7 Day. We appreciate all the millions of people who came with us to the Andromeda Galaxy. We hope to see you again in the Mass Effect universe. See, to me, this makes me sad, personally, because if Andromeda is a 10-year game, I mean, there are like murmurs of like, oh, well, there's a Dragon Age game being worked on. It's like, dude, F Dragon Age. I don't care about Dragon Age. Okay, I'm a Mass
F
Effect
it
fan.
in the B. In the B.
I mean, I have these games, I play them, whatever. I don't care about Dragon Age. I'm a Mass Effect
No
fan.
one does.
And so to like know that there's gonna be like one more Dragon Age game, and then on top of that, there's gonna be like Anthem, which like is a air quote 10-year game because it's a games as a service game. It's like, to me, to know that one of the most talented development studios is just like selling their soul to work on some game that's going to take up 10 years of time. Like, 10 years old, dude. I mean, I'm not old, but like, you know, if like to me, like in my brain, like knowing I will have to go like 10 years, like not being able to play a Mass Effect game is like kind of like very anxiety inducing. And then like on top of that, it's just like, you know, to like know BioWare's not gonna be like working on it for 10 years. It's just like super sad. I mean EA still owns it, so they could just like give it to like some other studio to like, you know, spit out some game or something. But it's not the same. It's not the same without.
You don't want that.
BioWare touch.
You don't want that. You'll regret it.
And like I was telling Gamer on Twitter or whatever the F it was, they're like they only scratch the surface, dude. Like, I mean, sure, like you can never go back to the original trilogy. I mean, you can, but like you just be like First Contact or like, you know.
But they can't do like the World End or something.
They released a novel for First Contact, didn't they?
I don't know.
Or comic.
I mean, they have like all this like extended universe crap that's like not.
And like, how long did they spend on Mass Effect? 10 years, isn't it?
Gamer, I don't care how long they spent on Mass Effect. Okay, there are like game
Actually,
franchises that
but the first one came out like on the 360.
Yeah,
like,
it's
pretty early.
Okay, yeah, it's irrelevant.
But they spent a good amount of time on it. I think
does it.
So you can't get mad at them for doing what they're doing that with another game if they already spent like over a decade on.
I'm just saying, to me,
Mass Effect
I feel like there is like pressure on them by EA to like do this thing because they want to do that, and they see Activision did it, and it's like, oh yeah, let's see if this makes money, and then like, if it doesn't work out, no more BioWare. That's like worst case scenario. So I'm kind of worried. A for that, and then B, like I was telling Gamer, they only scratched the surface because we didn't get any games in the universe where you don't play as an effing human. Okay, I didn't get my Asari game where you live for over 1,000 years or something. F that crap. You didn't get it. You didn't get your game where you're like Turian or Krogan
so
or Solarian.
You expect like a lot of
or any
time
other, like,
jumps in that game
non-human
because
character. I'm just saying it doesn't matter when it takes place as long as it's like, I mean, to me, I don't even care if it takes place like after 3 and then like address the ending and be like, okay, here's the canon ending, whatever. I didn't care about the ending to begin with because I was cool with it. If we go back and listen to the podcast, I was fine, whatever. Anyway, so it's like, you know, to me, to like not be able to have like come back to this universe in game form. I mean, I don't care about the comics, and I mean, not to say I don't care about the comics, but like I have some of them. But like, you know, I mean, I would just like I prefer to experience Mass Effect in game form like anything else. So it's like to not get that experience for another 10 years is like. It's like, you know, it's like
Emma was saying, they already spent over 10 years on that series, though.
It doesn't matter. There are game franchises that exist RPG that like have been worked on for like over 30 years, like or 20 to 30 years. Like Tomb Raider is like still strong.
Or
going.
Final Fantasy.
Tomb Raider they rebooted
all the Nintendo stuff. But I mean, that's like not story based. So it's like whatever. But like I'm just saying, there's stuff out there that's like been going and trucking, like StarCraft, Warcraft, like all the Blizzard stuff, 'cause they're still going strong.
Well, those are. Well,
yeah, but you can't expect every developer to be like that. I mean, some people want to work on new things. They don't. I mean, they probably
new things. I'm just saying. I feel like.
I mean, look what happened to Halo as a franchise. It just got diminished. It wasn't the same as the first couple games anymore. It's like it became a shell of its former self.
Because they were forced. To do it. They were like, hey. You got to make us this new game.
I mean, I always had this conspiracy theory about Mass Effect as far as like why they ended the trilogy the way they ended it is because like after Knights of the Republic 2, you know, there was like such fan feedback for them to like make a new one for so long, and then we got the Old Republic, which wasn't what we wanted. But it's like I guess we were just like that's what we're stuck with. It's like that's why they painted themselves into the corner with Mass Effect as far as like ending it and like being like, no, we're not going to just like drag this out for XYZ years or like put it like on a cliffhanger of like, oh, what happens next? We're just going to end it here so we can like never have to work on it ever again. And this is what you get. So that's like it's a finite thing. And then like Andromeda was like a spin-off. I guess it didn't go so well, but yeah.
I mean, it sold. They said it sold well for them. They were able to find some small success with Andromeda, but it wasn't enough. I mean. This is a hypothetical, but like, would you have played Anthem if it was Mass Effect-ish?
Like in the Mass Effect universe.
In the Mass Effect universe.
Yes, I would have.
As a loot shooter-esque Destiny, whatever.
Yes, I would.
So then what's the problem with you playing it now?
Because
what's wrong with Anthem?
It's not Mass Effect. How can you not care?
But what if it is? You don't know yet.
Gamer really. I can look at that crap that they showed.
There's aliens.
They're not.
Sci-fi setting.
There's like a lot of humans to me. Just saying.
I say hold your horses on Anthem until
because it turns out that it might be in the universe the entire time.
Right.
We were all the Mass Effect.
I'm pretty sure it's not the case. So yeah.
Well, you won't know until.
And it was like it was like my most favoritist franchise of like the newest modern thingy of stuff. Of like
No, you wouldn't shut
like
the hell up about it.
1980s, okay, and it was like I've been through like the Nintendo age and the PlayStation age and the Sega Genesis age and PlayStation 2 age and like 360 age. I was like, whoa, what's this thing? Oh, let me play it. And then it's just like, yeah, it was like a lightning in a bottle of like, this is like everything I've ever wanted in my life in a game, and I just couldn't get enough. I played. I'm not gonna get over the like. Okay, I'm not gonna get on like my high horse about like, oh, Mass Effect is so amazing, I love it, and like I don't want to go away. But it's like, it's like they have killed my sacred cow, and I feel violated in many ways.
Are you sure you're just not having this because, like you said, it was your favorite series, so now you're just kind of like just being butthurt about the whole.
I can't let it go, RPG. I can't. Like, what would you say if they're like no more Persona or no more Final Fantasy? It's like we're just not gonna do it anymore. Evan.
I mean. Then I'll have to move on to a new series. I mean, I like other series. It's not like it's going to be the end-all, be-all.
I'm just saying, it's like, it's
I mean, at a certain point, I thought
this didn't happen this way.
I thought Persona 4 was the last Persona game. It's like, it's just a coincidence that 5 happened to come out and everyone's just like, oh, a new game? So it's like, I wasn't expecting more. It's just one of those things like, you're happy with what you get, and then just hope the next thing that comes out is just as fun or something, and yeah, just live your life, man. Just live your life.
I mean, that's the thing, though. It's like the bar is so high. The bar Mass Effect set is like so high, and everything else is like so low. Like the only people that come close is Telltale, and it's like that's the only saving grace is that Telltale is like finally, after so many years, like figured out their formula to like pump out games on a consistent basis throughout the year. So it's like Telltale saved me of like not having like anything to look forward to for like the rest of my life. I mean, that's an overstatement, whatever.
I think, Tyken, you're just going to like the 5 stages of grief or whatever it is.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
When you finally get to acceptance, you'll be like, okay.
It's like, I'm ready for Anthem now.
I'm good. You're at, anger right now? So
He is. Just wait until it
get
gets to bargaining. This is gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, you'll get there.
Oh, I forgot I was doing the news. That's right. Okay, I was thinking about Mass Effect. Sorry.
We know.
Pour one out for you by word. Mass Effect. Yeah.
It's not over. It's just they're taking a break to do other things. Take it from somebody who's been very patient over the years for games that they want.
But it's EA.
Sometimes
They've
you just gotta
done questionable things with the stuff they own. You never know. Nothing is like to be
just
taken
be
lightly.
patient. Let them spread out, spread their wings a little bit, have a little fun, do this whole Anthem thing, and then once they're done, they're like, all right, we're ready to pump out a new Mass Effect trilogy that's even more amazing than the first one. And Tekken will be all like, nah, that's not possible. Then he's going to play it and be like, oh my god, it's the best thing ever. I'm glad you guys took a break. I love everything about it. And then, we'll be back. We'll be back. And then you'll stop doubting them and just let them do their thing next time.
Sure. Because I'm going to keep saying it about that visceral Star Wars game. It's not as good as Knights of the Old Republic, just saying. So it's like, when it's better than Knights of the Old Republic, I will have something to say. But until then, it can go for itself. Anyway.
It would be.
Next story, Xbox One X Project Scorpio Edition announced. It's basically just the same thing. It's got different design, and it's ugly. So,
Is it? I haven't seen the picture
it's
of it.
like the old Xbox.
Oh,
like the original Xbox,
look at the picture.
Pretty much.
Look at the picture.
But not. So, But yeah, the Xbox One X Project Scorpio Edition, and yeah, there you go.
Did you guys pre-order?
Gamer, I have
I
no
sure
interest in
did,
that
gamer.
console
I
at
sure
all.
did.
Until there's like more Xbox
I can just
originals.
humor him. Just
No,
humor him. It's
I'm
fine.
not humoring him.
Oh my gosh,
'Cause-
it's fine. It's fine. He's not gonna know that you're obviously lying.
Mine's not good RPG. I'm not a renegade on my Paragon.
I'm a renegade though. So gamer, yes, I pre-ordered it, and I'm happy I did. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be the best console ever, and I hope you pre-ordered one too.
What was the God? Like every time they talked, like I watched that conference run. Oh my God! Every time they talked about Xbox One, it's like, oh, it is the world's fastest console, or fat world's most powerful console. It's like, oh my God. Oh my God!
Well,
It's
gamer,
very-
we have no
very
games to
irritating.
show or talk about.
LOLs.
What are you gonna play in your most powerful console? Cuphead.
Nothing.
Cuphead.
Bunch of remasters maybe.
Forza 7 and Cuphead, yeah. And the remasters.
Oh wait, you gonna play
of-
Crackdown 3? Oh no, you won't, because it's delayed. That was our effing launch game, and they're like delayed.
Or the remasters of Recore and another version of Tomb Raider. I can't think of the subtitle.
Oh, what about
No,
that
it's-
one
it's-
game that got released that everybody was
Rise of Tomb
all
Raider,
excited
that's
about?
it.
No, not the
Quantum
Tomb
Break?
Raider game. It was that one. Yeah, why do I keep forgetting the name for that?
Yeah, that's getting
That-
it's so much easier saying it's getting a pro patch, but like it's getting an Xbox One X patch.
Oh,
whatever.
Interesting.
It's getting
Just-
extremed. We can just say that.
It's getting
Extreme.
extreme.
It's getting Kawami'd.
Extremed. Because that's what the X stands for. Don't let them lie to you
I
about
mean,
it.
I don't fault people for getting it if they have a 4K TV. It's like, I gotta get something on for this thing. It's like, because there's not a lot of content for 4Ks TVs, so
That's true. Do they even have like streaming content for that yet?
they do. This is that some services you have to pay extra for 4K.
Ah, I see. Interesting. Interesting indeed.
But like, it's like it kind of irritates me at the same time because they're not talking about Xbox One anymore. They're only talking about Xbox One X. So it's like, what is the Xbox One version gonna perform like? Is it gonna perform like utter
Like
garbage?
Because they
Like,
don't care.
they keep on talking. Oh,
Oh, gamer. Who are
Origins
you
is
talking
gonna
about?
it's gonna look amazing. There's double the draw
And
distance.
how much do you trust
like-
them?
Like, how bad is the Xbox One version gonna be?
Very.
I'm just super curious because they're putting so much freaking thing into this thing, just so much stock into this one product. It's like, is your normal system gonna even perform at all?
It's not.
Is it
So
already
don't waste your
not?
time buying a 1S because they're just gonna laugh you out of GameStop because they're like, this idiot, he actually bought it, guys. He was the one. So,
It's gonna be like in the restaurant if they have like those giant meals of like nobody can eat, and then like someone walks in to buy like an Xbox One, and they ring a bell and like do this whole thing of like, we sold one.
we got one. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah! We found the golden goose.
And then they make you feel all important, but they're really just making fun of you. Oh,
That's true.
Yeah.
And when you walk out, they're gonna be like, this idiot! He bought one. He really bought one.
Next news story. Fear Effect remake happening apparently because they're making Fear Effect something for Square Enix. It was like an RTS, and they're like, you know what? We've gotten enough fan feedback, and we've seen raise the funds, I guess, and we like what you're doing here with this thing here. Let's go ahead and remake it, whatever. So it's happening. So add another to the list.
Turns out we were all the Fear Effect the whole time.
The only reason why I bought those games was because of the ads in EGM showing women in their bra and panties caressing each other, and then when you play the game, there is none of that.
That's just disappointing.
It's just pretty much like sci-fi Resident Evil,
So, Dead Space?
which is, it wasn't a bad game. That's the thing. It wasn't a bad game. It was just not what everyone intended.
Oh, the 90s. When they're like, this Tomb Raider character, they're not wearing a lot of clothes and it's very popular. Do gamers like smut? Let's try to sell it. It's selling, Jones. Oh my gosh. Do it. What's this?
It's selling like porn. Like porn.
Let's see. Shenmue 3 has gotten a Deep Silver to publish it. And they got a new trailer. So what is happening, guys and ladies? Because there's a trailer.
Look at that Tekken.
Look at what?
Shenmue 2 was released probably like 2 decades ago, and now they're releasing the third game.
You know what, gamer? That's not how that works, okay? Because
Finally, it's coming out.
Well, that's different because that was just dead. That was more of a coincidence than anything.
actually, I mean, I'm sure we could find an example as far as like, oh, this game, or air quote, not game, but like a franchise. Like it has to be a franchise, okay? Because there's like 4 games, all right? There's like a trilogy and a side thing. I'm not gonna call it spin-off because it's like a side thing.
So it has to be a franchise.
Yes, that was like
Okay,
old
okay.
and then dead or semi-dead, whatever, or left on the wayside of the road, dying like that one character in The Walking Dead season 1, and then they came back, and you're like, what? No, I don't believe you, and it's back. So give me some examples like that. I mean, well, no, I was about to say Mortal Kombat, but Mortal Kombat's been like here the whole time. I mean, there's like a bunch of fighting games like that where it's like they've just been going on and on because I've still played Tekken. I've been playing Tekken since I was a wee little Tekken, and I'm still playing Tekken, and I'm gonna keep playing Tekken until I die. So I wanted Mass Effect to be one of those games that I play until I die. Okay, maybe I'm just bitter about that. I just wanted to have it with me
Would you
until I
play
die.
Mass Effect if it was like developed by an indie studio?
Gamer? As long as it's Mass Effect in the title, I will play it.
Okay. So
Yeah, but what if it wouldn't be like the same though?
what if it's like Mass Effect the card game?
Gamer, that's not funny.
Because
I
would play
probably
that.
not play that. I want the BioWare Golden Goose Magic Touch. Okay, I don't
What
want
if it's like
some
Telltale presents Mass Effect?
gamer that
Would you
is
play?
like
Telltale
that
presents
is,
Mass Effect.
that is me having to change my pants levels of
Oh.
fan servicey.
So it
weapons.
doesn't matter what type of game it's like if it's
I
Mass
mean,
Effect related.
I would prefer if it is in the third person style we know, but it doesn't have to be. Just saying.
Because I mean, like they could outsource that. I think EA to another studio.
Love card battle games is my response to that. So
Do you?
let's make this happen. Let's make this happen. I would play the hell out of
Then
that.
again, I probably would play because it's Mass Effect in the title, and I'm like, you know what? It's the best I can get. It's like, I mean, it's like it's the only I can get right now, or like it's the best I can get right now. So.
What if they did Mass Effect like Final Fantasy style, where each one was like a different It wasn't like
I would
all
love
necessarily.
that,
It was just like all in a different.
because that's what makes Final Fantasy so cool. It's like each one is different. It's like, oh, well, what's
It's like
this
they were
one
all
do?
like their own little
Oh, what's this
self-contained
one do?
stories and stuff, but it was all in the Mass Effect universe kind of thing.
Don't worry, Tekken. I'm sure once they like sell
It's gonna
the
come
IP,
back. Don't worry.
yeah, it's gonna come back.
They just need they needed a palate cleanser basically. Square Enix doesn't only do Final Fantasy.
I mean,
so it's like
I get what you're saying as far as like the whole like not make them work on one game because that's how we got Horizon, and Horizon's awesome. I'm just saying, and like The Last of Us. I'm just saying, you know, I feel like me some effing Mass Effect. Okay, so it's hard to like let go. All right, jeez. I have a Morden plush, actually, and I will make him make a sound now, because you guys keep saying, oh, let it go, Tekken, let it go. Well, guess what? I'm not gonna let
it'll
it
never
go.
bother me anyway.
And someone else is here that's not gonna let it go. Yeah. You tell him, Morden. Tell him.
He's not really telling us anything. He's singing show tunes.
Yeah.
Nah.
Alright, so we've got one last news story
Thank you. All
about
night.
the Super Nintendo Classic, and basically they're gone. So, you know, if you wanted one, have fun laying up in a store fighting people for it, because, you know,
Well,
Nintendo's
you won't be
not great
fighting.
about
You'll
their-
be shivering in the cold, waiting in
Basically.
line.
Yeah, come on. They're like,
Well, they
yeah,
come
we
out-
already.
don't they come out like next week or a week or two from now?
No.
It doesn't matter.
That was
I
like
mean, the only people that are not taking pre-orders is Toys R Us. So I mean, good luck
It's
fighting
November, dude.
Oh,
angry
okay,
parents
I
for
guess I
that
was just thinking
nonsense.
the pre-orders then, so I thought it was a September thing, or maybe it's October, whatever. But yeah, they're gone. And if you didn't get to pre-order one, have fun waiting in line somewhere
Let me double check.
in a cold, sad place.
Oh yeah, you're right. September 29.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, you know, next week, the hunt is afoot for all you out there that are going to try to find one, and we'll see just how many more Nintendo produced this time around, because they did such a terrible job of last year with the Nintendo Classic.
I feel like that was intentional though on their part, because it's one of those things like Tropical's always saying about the whole fake scarcity thing. Because I mean, I can almost guarantee it is not that
I
expensive
kind
to
of
make.
agree,
those things.
actually. It's like,
So it's like-
what are the costs of these supplies to like make these, and like how mass producing could we mass produce these? I think they could easily just make a ton, and they just didn't.
Because
Whatever.
it's pretty much just a custom chip, right? That plays Super Nintendo games, like an emulator with Wii,
they're all
Wii
on
ports, Wii
the
controller
console.
ports.
Yeah.
Like it's just plastic and chips. 'Cause, like, I understand like if they have switch problems because like, they have to go get the LCD from another manufacturer, blah blah blah. And
It's like already,
but this
like,
one,
it's like pre-existing technology we already have. It's not like anything new that they have to like, you know, birth into the universe through technology
Yeah.
that doesn't exist. It's just, you know, stamp it on a thingy, put it on a supply line, and just, you know, spin up the machines. That's all they have to do. It's like, nope, we're gonna be evil and supply constrain everything.
no,
because we're gonna do
they like these news. They like these having these articles saying, "Oh, it's so hard to buy. Oh, boy, you have to get it. You have to get it."
Basically, because then
They
it's like
like-
it drives
they
up
like it.
demand, and it's like, yes, your misery fuels me.
Or they're constant. Yeah, the constant.
I mean, why do you think Miyamoto's always smiling?
He's the one like, yeah, he goes back in the parking lot like, "So what do you want?"
Like I got some
I
stuff
got
over
some.
here.
I got some.
I got your NESs. I got your Star
Actually,
Foxes.
it's super weird because, like, I don't know about here, but like in Japan, like always seeing the like the people lining up for Switches is ridiculous. It's like, whoa.
And not to mention, they're lining up. They're only lining up for a lottery to get one. They're not pre-ordering.
Yeah, it's not even a guarantee.
It's just a lottery.
It's like, yeah, it's
Can they do
super
that?
insane.
Like, I don't know. I mean, the only thing I wonder why couldn't they just have a pre-order system, take pre-orders, fulfill those, plus make a little bit more, and then sell those.
And then be done, yeah.
Because
it's like you'll be able to.
Then nobody would be talking about their crazy pre-order lines and putting it on the internet for headlines for them to get press. And they wouldn't be like, ha 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 ha, yes, we're relevant.
It's like, well, I mean, even though you couldn't get a Super Nintendo, we do have the Switch available. I feel like that's basically how that goes for them.
Yeah, I think that has to be. They have to be artificially making this thing really hard to get. Like, it's so stupid.
I agree.
I think I want it because like it's the first system where like I put so much of my gaming energy into, and it's like, oh, this is fantastic. This is why I love video games, and it's like, just why is it so hard to get? And like the times that people were putting up, like what was it? Well, Amazon was like 5, 7 in the morning. It's like, oh my god, man. And like most of the pre-orders were going during the day, so I'm working. It's like I don't have access to a freaking computer that I could refresh every second.
Basically.
And like you hear these stories where people are actually using bots.
Yeah, dude, that's the story I heard. That was like crazy. Like when they had the pre-orders before this, was like this guy was using bots.
As soon as the page goes up, the bot goes click, 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 and then you already have it. It's like, oh my god, man, these people, man, just can't just be one per customer. Just, I'm done. I'm not gonna buy it. It's like I'm not gonna go through this shit. Like I didn't go through it last time because I didn't really care for the NES. But
yeah,
man, this time it's like really annoying because like, they already had problems last year. Why not fix the problem? But no, they want it this way, so whatever.
And like the other thing is like we already have a modern Nintendo console. Can they just put it on the Virtual Console? Oh wait, they don't have it yet. Thanks Nintendo. Thanks.
Awkward.
It's like go of yourselves. It's like, you know, I'd rather play a game from 20 days ago than 20 years ago. So, you know, until you can like fix your supply chain, I'm not going to bother with this nonsense of craziness that you're creating. So yeah.
Next year's even going to be just as crazy, right? And
see,
that
touches me in a very what's that word called?
Tender place.
It touches me in a very wow, there's a word.
Show us what a doll touches you.
Pillsbury Doughboy. I sound exactly like
that touches me in a very intimate place because I have so many, you know, fond memories of my 64 and me enjoying it dark and Mario and Bomberman and stuff and Turok, you know, and it's like, you know, if I can't get one of those, I might just have to do something to someone, just saying. And, you know, as long as I get mine, I don't really care, because, you know, I have these, I mean, that being said, they might have, like, the whole virtual console thing worked out by then, but it probably won't consider Nintendo, so, and, yeah, but, you know, we'll see. And it's got the weird claw controller, and it just brings back all that, yep, I played that, and I know how you hold it, so, yeah. But, yeah, that is this week's episode, Aimless Babblesy. And, you know, check us out on the internet, aimlessbabblesy.com, or not aimlesspodcast.com, aimlessbabblesy. Google us, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, wherever else on the internet. Anything to say before you sign off, RPG? Okay. Anything to say before you sign off, gamer?
Destiny 2 weeks. Ah, yeah.
Oh my.
Alright, well, I'll let Morton sing us out, and we'll wrap it up after that. Or whatever he has to say after this. Or we'll see what he says. I'm not sure what he's going to say. Because it's random.
She is the Krogan Queen. Hurrah! The Krogan Queen.
And yet another show tune.
It is a glorious thing to be the Krogan Queen.
Alright, so yeah.
Thanks,
My love for Mass Effect will never die. Yeah. So yeah, until you hear from us again, Aimless Babble Z, Aimless Podcast, and we're now signing off.